And then here's like the worst part where like someone said it already, but like there's a clip for everything. They're trying to smear the last 2 creator clashes as being scams, when in reality, here is what Ethan had to say last year about Creator Clash 2.
We had you guys on after the first event, though. I said, you guys got to make money. Have you not changed anything since then?
Maybe next year we've talked about taking a salary next year because it is more than a full-time job. I mean,
did you guys not take a salary at all?
No, not last year. This year I don't think we will. I don't know. We haven't. It won't be a big one if we do. It's on par with every other, employee. It's kind of at the top-ish, but I don't know.
Ian's looking rough there. Yeah, this was right after his fight. May 14th. Yeah, so this was a couple days later. You should have seen what he looked like the day after, dude.
We got to look at some numbers and stuff before we make a decision on that.
Yeah. Yeah, we just got to figure it out. It's, I mean, we're not in any financial trouble. It's just, obviously, I get to take this, year off, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, let's just start grinding.
We'll focus on YouTube and other things.
But next year we'll take we're reworking the framework, so our coworkers are making us take a salary next year, so that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, bro, oh my God. See, you guys say the chat is fucking annoying me right now.
Why?
They go, stop talking about money, Ethan. I was like, what the fuck? You guys aren't interested in money? Like, you act like I'm the only one? Shut the fuck up, chat.
Money.
They're annoying as shit sometimes too. Just so you guys know.
I was gonna say it kind of feels like you. I mean, you do like, I don't know. I feel like you would have a lot of fun talking to like a financial person if you brought like a Graham Stephan or something like that on your podcast, because there's so many like, I don't know, interesting little discussions to be had, around real estate. How to make money.
I don't care about investing all this shit. I just want to know how you're doing. Is that crazy? I want to know if you said you're not making money. Like, what the fuck?
I'm with you.
That's like a huge part of everyone's lives.
Yes.
Well, you need to make money to survive, and you're not the only one that's talked to us about it.
Stupid ass, dumbass chat, idiots.
Yeah.
Idiots.
It's my fucking show. Let me ask what the fuck I want.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
That's valid.
Yeah, but
literally just go back 2 years and here he is saying, you guys absolutely should get paid for your time. I'm sorry, you guys are spending all of your time. None of it is being spent making videos because you're too busy planning this event, talking to all of these fighters, dedicating your life to either boxing in Ian's case or wrangling these fighters to fight, making sure that everything works. And you didn't even take anything for it? You didn't even get paid for any of your labor putting this show together? That's crazy. You guys are allowed to make money off of the things that you put together. You're allowed to raise money for charity and also make money for yourself for organizing the event, which is, again, a very fucking reasonable position to hold. And now, can you believe it? They're literally scamming. They're trying to make money. I like how, and then here's the problem. Like, what are the solutions? One, they get paid a salary. And if the event fails and they don't raise any money, they just got paid a bunch of money for an event to fail. Or they get paid a portion of the profits if the event succeeds. Is the second one not the better option? Is it not better that only if the event succeeds that they get to profit off of that they get to make any money for the hundreds of hours of labor that they put into get this event to work, to come together in any capacity? Is that not better than getting paid a salary and then the event fails? Is it not better to just take no profit if the event fails, but take some if it succeeds?
They still
Stop. Not yet, Asmongold, not yet. Okay. Hold up. We have to farm all the chatters that are going to come in here and be like, you don't talk about anything but Ethan and he made you. First, before we can farm the other NPCs, they're like, you don't talk about anything but Asmongold and he made you. Okay, one at a time. One group of haters at a time. All right, but in an interesting effort, in an interesting attempt, over the past few days, there's been news regarding Creator Clash getting delayed. I think there was a clip that was about Will Neff talking about how Creator Clash was going to be moved. Let me see if I can find it right now. Haters form an orderly queue, please. What a good first message. Stop. Okay, Creator Clash. I think it was on LSF, but It'll probably just like pull up easily here. There was a clip of Will Neff talking about, I saw it on Ethan Klein's story, which is why I know that it happened, but there was a clip on Ethan Klein's story about how Will Neff is talking about how the Creator Clash 3 is going to be delayed. Finally, I found it. Jesus. Took forever.
I suppose it's out there in the ether, but Creator Clash is delayed.
Which, by the way,
Creator...
what a nice background. What a great background. The team that put together his background did a great job. It looks so good.
Clash is delayed to a date far in the future. For me, this is a huge bummer, not only because I was bringing out a bunch of my family, but I was losing weight at a lightning clip. I was losing weight at a fucking lightning clip. And I got down as low as 100.
100. He got to 100 pounds, if you can believe it. I know, really crazy. 100 pounds. Oh, God. Okay, and then another fighter spoke up recently as well and said that she... Let me see if I can pull it up. Will Neff's stream room, by the way. That's dope. That's dope. They killed it. Okay, and then I wanted to pull up Jayla Ray talking about it, because she also announced that the event would be pushed back. For a second, I thought that was Caroline. I was like, what is she doing sitting in a mask, before I realized it was Tifa. Why is she just sitting there? What the hell? Mobile users that aren't wearing their glasses. What the fuck? I'm disappointed I won't be able to watch it live, but I will still get the PPV. Yeah, okay, let me play this.
Also, hey, speaking of IRL and meeting, I do need to let you guys know.
This is another boxer that is participating in Creator Clash that I believe she participated in Creator Clash 2. I don't know if she participated in 1, but I know she participated in 2.
The official announcement has not been made. However, I believe Will Neff has announced it, and maybe possibly some other people. Creator Clash is being postponed and will not, I believe, none of this is set in stone. I don't know anything. I just box. I do know they are being very transparent with us, but they are, I don't know what I want to say, because what if I say something and then they say something different? You know what I mean? But Creator Clash is being postponed. It's not going to happen in June. It's not.
Translation. They've been transparent with us, and they've told us how they think they're going to proceed, that there's a couple of options that they're going to proceed with, that they're probably going to postpone it unless something significant changes. No, not even NDAs. I mean, from my very brief insider knowledge, I don't even think that there are any NDAs. I don't think that I think the entire reason that all of this shit has been blowing up the way that it has is because there are not enough NDAs. I don't even know if there are any NDAs with any of the fighters. It's, hey, having seen a little bit of the back end, the organizers talking to the boxer saying, we're probably going to push it back. We don't know when we're going to push it back. We're still thinking about it. We're still seeing what we're going to do. We just want you guys to know that it's not going to be happening in June anymore. We'll let you know. We'll confirm for sure. Unless something changes, this is probably going to happen. So yeah, she just wants to make sure that she doesn't give contradictory information in case later they're like, okay, change of plans. We're doing this. We are actually going to go with plan B, not plan A.
Not going to happen in Tampa.
Wonderful. I love it.
Licious.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Thank you for the 29 months, Licious. Good to see you. You're just in time for this very important announcement. So yeah, Creator Clash postponed, will not be in Tampa, will not be in June. However, you know who is going to be in Tampa in June? Me. I'm going to be in Tampa in June. That's right. I am still going to be there. June 28th, the weekend of June 28th, myself and all of the mods are going to be in Tampa. We will.
Very cool of her, by the way. Because I know a lot of the boxers and a lot of the fighters, obviously encourage their audience to come and watch the fight up close and personal and have some fun. And since she almost certainly told her audience, yeah, I'm going to be in Tampa. Let's go. Get tickets if you want to see me in Tampa. And then it sounds like, from my understanding, it's going to be moved to LA. And it is going to be in October. Those are not real fights, are they? They absolutely are real fights. I mean, when you see the end of this, you'll realize that they absolutely are real fights.
Be hosting meetups, events, there will be things happening. So if you are going to be in Tampa that weekend, because you already got your ticket, your flight, your hotel, whatever, we'll make the most of it. I'm still going to treat it like a nice little summer trip with gang. So I know, really shitty news. However, I think under all the circumstances and everything that has happened over the last however many months, this is the correct decision. At the end of the day, we are trying to raise money for charity, and we want to do everything possible to raise as much money as possible. I don't know what the concrete plan is. I believe end of October might be when everything happens. That being said, I get to be in the gym for even longer. Yay! Yippee! Woohoo!
Yeah. No, it's actually like if you've seen any videos from any of these content creators that have talked about training for Creator Clash, they talk about how training for Creator Clash has been so time consuming that a lot of them either have to stop making a lot of content, or the only reason they were able to keep putting content out is because they had an excellent team. I know Jarvis Johnson, when he participated in Creator Clash, he said that the only reason that he was able to maintain uploads at all was because he had an amazing team that was helping him. And a lot of other content creators who did content at the time that they were training for Creator Clash, they started streaming a lot less. They started putting out videos a lot less just because it eats into your schedule so much. Like some of these people, I'm pretty sure are training like 4 or 5 times a week for hours every day or hours every time they train. So yes. And let me pull this up. They put out a video recently. Let me close some of these tabs. Got way too many tabs open. Oh, I want to look at this for a second. I'll look at that later. This announcement on the Creator Clash YouTube channel. For anyone who was curious, that person who just spoke, that's Jaileray. She participated in, friend of the channel, she participated in Creator Clash 2, and she will be participating in Creator Clash 3. But, okay.
Nobody brought boxing gloves?
You know her? Well, we are mutuals. Yes, actually, as a matter of fact. Yeah, actually.
To punch me in the face?
Oh, I should have.
Blah, 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 blah. No one's ever done that there before.
Hello everybody, my name is Ethan Nestor. I fought in Creator Clash 2 and I won. And I'm here with my pals to talk about Creator Clash 3.
Yes, hi, I'm Alana. I also fought in Creator Clash 2 and won by a single point, still counts.
And I'm Aaron. I fought and lost, and then fought and won in Creator Clash.
It was like a Rocky 2 moment.
Yeah.
You lost in Rocky 1, but you won.
Yeah, 2 was a big comeback for me, so I appreciate that. And I'm also the co-founder and co-owner of Real Good Touring, who has been the production partner for Creator Clash since the very beginning. There's a lot of things that we want to talk about, but first and foremost, we want to announce that Creator Clash 3 is moving dates and locations. October 25th, 2025 is the new date for Creator Clash, and now it is taking place at the Hollywood Palladium here in Los Angeles, California. Well, thank you. Wow. We don't have hype men, so I guess that's... with that comes a couple questions about ticket sales. A lot of people bought tickets for the Amelie Arena show. All those will be refunded. We will be updating you on when the new tickets will be on sale. If you bought pay-per-view tickets, those still stand. But if for whatever reason you would like a refund.
Are you friends with Queen Aussie? Of course. Of course. Don't be crazy, okay? I would die for Alana Pierce. If she asked me to, if she looked at me and was like, then die, I'd be like, okay. Whatever you want. I mean, anything you want, really.
They are offering that as well.
I'm excited to have it here too. There's so many people on like this side of the country who haven't been able to make it, who now can make it. And also, we're hosting it now.
We are hosting it.
Because we live here.
Alana and I will be hosting the pre-show.
Yes.
We'll have some goofs and some gaffes.
It's gonna be super fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. But yeah, today we just wanted to make a video to clear up some questions that people have. You know, it's been kind of rocky communication-wise the last couple of months. And so we just wanted to sit here and clear a bunch of things up. So let's get to it.
Boxing, finally, something I can speak about with some authority. I think letting undertrained streamers duke it out for 3 rounds is a very bad idea, even with headgear and the larger 16-ounce boxing gloves. All my knowledge about boxing is from the people who put together Creator Clash and their understanding of boxing. My understanding was that one of the big problems with headgear is that it might prevent more face injuries, but it's more likely to give you a concussion, and it's more likely to cause brain damage because your head is like bobbling around in there. So in a lot of ways, the headgear is actually, with boxing, it's actually worse. I think when it comes to like MMA, headgear might be better. But I that was just my understanding. That was just my understanding. Again, obviously, like, please feel free to cite something that disproves me. I'm happy to change my mind. The other thing is they're all being professionally trained. They're not just putting random content creators in there and they're being like, okay, go ahead, have fun. All of these boxers have trained for at least 8 months, and now they're going to train for another, how many months till October? June, July, August, September, October, another at least 4 to 5 months. So they've been training. They'll have been training for a full year, which at that point, I mean, I feel weird calling that undertrained, having spent a year training, dedicating like 20 hours a week to boxing practice. Trained by professional boxers? Just no, they're trained by coaches. I don't know who's telling them that it's safe, but it's insane. They actually have never said that it's safe. They're very explicit. Anissa has talked about it many, many times. She's reposted that really traumatic video of that. I think he's a boxer who he got hit in the back of his head and he suffered like serious brain damage from it. And he is very disabled now because of it. So they're very clear about telling their fighters, like, this is a dangerous sport. This is a hands-on sport where you are hitting someone else and they are hitting you. We will have like ambulances on hand, like we'll have medical professionals on hand. This is all being sanctioned by the state, the boxing committee and everything. But yeah, no, that just so you guys know, this is a dangerous sport. Like, she's literally tweeted that video out, which, by the way, I see that video and I'm like, I don't think I want to box. So there's never been a point where I've ever seen either Anissa or Ian talk about how safe boxing is. I've never seen them say anything like that. A big reason why I know that they initially, because they don't want to have a boxing event. They want to have a real boxing event. They don't want to have an amateur boxing event. And this was kind of a criticism that happened from chess boxing from Ludwig. Ludwig didn't get the chess boxing event sanctioned by a boxing committee, which is kind of bad. And that's like amateur boxing, right? Like, that's like, maybe it might be even below that. But this is like, they have coaches that have been coaching for decades. And these people can also choose their own coaches. I think that they can provide them with coaches, or they can choose their own coaches. And the Creator Clash team will pay for the bills to have these people get trained by these coaches for 8 months to now a year. It's sanctioned by the boxing committee. There's medical staff on hand. They're constantly running like blood work for all the fighters, doing weigh-ins, everything like that. So everything that I've checked on has been pretty well. It feels like they care about the regulations and they care about the safety of the boxers. And yeah, and they're pretty clear about, like, again, the event being dangerous. That it's like any physical violent sport. It's still a sport and it's still really cool, but it's still dangerous. Like, getting hit in the face or in the head it's dangerous. Right? So, okay, back to the video.
Yeah, so one thing that I misunderstood until talking to you guys at Real Good Touring was I thought that Ian and Anissa had like stepped back, but I thought that meant they were still involved. They have actually stepped down.
So yes, Ian and Anissa have stepped down completely. There's no creative involvement. There's no financial involvement. There's no ownership involvement. They completely.
Have you checked for any problematic age gaps between the fighters? I'm concerned. There was only one problematic age gap between the fighters, and that was Dad is like 40 and he fought AB. And it's like, damn, AB is like 27, I don't know his age. And it's like, damn, like this is gonna be a brutal fight for his name is Nathan Barnett. I'm sorry. I'm bad with last names. And I was like, damn, this poor guy is gonna get his shit kicked in. And then he went for like 20 liver shots. And AB passed him. He didn't pass out. No, AB stood strong as long as he could. But AB definitely got his shit kicked in. He did. And I'm saying that as a form of respect, okay? I have respect for anyone who enters the boxing ring. All right, because I'm a little pussy ass bitch when it comes to physical contact, okay? All right, physical contact is I don't know. If I have to. In the moment, if I have to, I'll step up. But there's something about like hyping yourself up to do it that's like scary. Whereas in the moment, you kind of like operate on just pure adrenaline, so it doesn't feel that way. I live on more than one occasion. In the moment with the adrenaline pumping, yeah. Gone in, let's say. But like actively signing up, doing all of this training and then stepping in the ring, dude, that must be like, it must be so much fun. Like it must be such a thrill, but it's also like so terrifying. Anyways, yeah, there was a problematic age gap, and it was that the old man was beating the shit out of the youngin.
Really gave their stake to us, including their financial stake. They actually dispersed among the fighters, which is very cool of them to do.
Throw your questions at Aaron, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously we have to acknowledge,
yell at me now.
we have to acknowledge that they, set the foundation for this event.
Yes.
And it like started out with like such a positive mission statement. That's why I wanted to be involved in the first place. Like it is like such a cool idea. A bunch of creators getting fit, punching each other in the face, and it's for charity. Like I feel like it just, the message is so inherently positive that it's a shame that it became this dramatic internet thing that it never should have been, and I'm just very glad that attempts are being made to fix all that.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest questions that people have is about how the event was run in the past and what is going to be different about it now, because obviously the first year was crazy successful. There was over $1.3 million raised, and so that was incredible. Second year, we upped the stakes, we made it a little bigger, and unfortunately, it did not pan out in the way that we wanted. And
which, by the way, like
raised for charity.
It's really sad and very unfortunate, because a lot of the people who shit on the event don't understand what happened in the event, what went wrong, and what went right in the event, and the arena ended up, as someone who was physically there, the arena felt full. Like it felt full. It was they had 20K seats in the Emily Arena, and let me find Creator Clash 2. And I think they sold out at least 13,000 seats. But I don't remember if they sold out the top seats. So like the top row of seats might have just not been like for sale. So they might have only been selling the bottom ones. But like, let me show you what the stream looks like. Because when I was there, it did not feel like an empty arena by any means.
Boxing as well.
How do you feel about items calling you scary? You liking this?
Yeah. You having fun still? Okay, keep having fun. Last 2 rounds, let's get serious. All right. Keep off.
Okay, wait.
What you doing? Not a
You guys agree, right? This feels like a
lit
occurred there, but Jayla Ray sporting her Mary Magdalene towel in between rounds there, trying to cool off and reset that stamina.
Also, yes, these are two friends of the channel, Jayla Ray from earlier, fighting Sabrina.
Teague comes out with a heavy jab once again.
Yeah, she's landed 50 jabs in this fight so far in the first 3 rounds.
That's what you look for, Tony.
Yeah.
The first punch in boxing you learn is that jab. Whoa, right hand! That one hurt Sabrina.
The jab sets that right hand up, what we've seen right there. It's lovely.
Beautiful shot. Look at her slip inside and outside of punches. Trying to set up that straight right hand down the pipe. And Sabrina apologizes.
But anywho, what was this like highlight?
Los Angeles, California, Brett Honda!
Are you gonna do this? I am too scared. I'm a gamer.
Gentlemen, business is about to pick up. The crowd is at a fever pitch.
But like, I'd fight like, listen, it would have to be the right person, and I would do it. Okay. Like if Amaranth, if it was like Amaranth was challenging me, I'd be like, oh fuck, dude, I can't back out from that fight. Shit. All right, fine. I'll start training. Yeah, let's go. Come on. But I would never want to fight someone that I like. Like, this makes me so sad. Don't make me so sad.
Pitch for this one. It's one that's been probably one of the most anticipated fights on this card. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Are you allowed to talk to your opponent while you box? I don't see any rules against it.
For this one, breakout star performance potential. Hunt and Myth comes right across. Tony Jeff.
Wow, ball punches. He looks
I want to pull up like more shots of the audience. I want to see. Hold up. It's kind of hard to show because they don't really pan to the audience ever. So I can't really, I don't even know how to show this if I wanted to. But like you can see the audience, right? Like, I'm gonna lower that music a little bit. Like none of these shots have empty rows. Sorry, not empty rows. Like, what are like empty sections? Like full blown, just entire sections is totally empty. I see like 1, 2, 3 rows maybe here. I don't know if these were reserved for people or what, and why they're just like, just those 3 are empty. But there, it's not like there's entire sections that are gone, right? Like it's a full arena. And again, I think that technically the arena seats 20K, but I don't think they were seating anyone on the top row here. I could be mistaken. I could be mistaken on that. Anyways, I will say, when I went there, I had a lot of fun. It felt full. They were doing this thing where like they gave out these watches that would like light up red and blue and stuff. And when they would like buzz, everyone would like lift them and people were doing this like wave. And it was like a very fun experience to be a part of. I had a lot of fun and I don't like sports ever. Like I've never liked sports. Every single time I've gone to like any sports game ever, I've been like, that was okay. That was okay. All right.
Yeah. Which was so heartbreaking, like especially like fighting in it, putting all of that time and energy into doing this thing. And like, I know for a lot of us, especially you, Alana, you are always doing charity stuff, and to put yourself in the ring to fight, a big reason that we did it was because it was like, okay, it's for a good cause, it's for charity. And then when you go and do it and no money is raised for charity, that sucks.
Yeah, I've been pretty...
Sorry, I showed the audience for a reason. I think a lot of people don't know that the reason that the event ended up not raising money for charity was because when they scaled up the event, because people loved Creator Clash 1. Creator Clash 1 raised over $1 million. And when they were scaling the event up, they were told, we can do this bigger arena, which ended up working out great because people did show up. but they didn't sell as many tickets as they thought that they were going to sell, as many PPV tickets, because they were going off of the year before that. They were going based off of Creator Clash 1 numbers. And I think Creator Clash 1, they sold like 10,000 tickets in person, and then they had like 100,000 or 150,000 people watching online. And so for the second one, everyone was so hyped from Creator Clash 1, but people also prepared for Creator Clash 2, and over 1 million people pirated the event. And only, I think, like, again, another 100,000 people bought the PPV. And so the event was, by all tangible numbers, it was a very fun, successful stream. It just failed to raise the money that they needed to raise because they didn't anticipate that much pirating to happen, because it didn't happen the year before. Like it literally didn't happen. And because people didn't know about it. So when Creator Clash 2 rolled around, people knew about it. They were ready to pirate it. So it sucks because the event, and when I talk about success, I talk about whether or not the event itself was fun to be at, whether or not the event itself was fun to watch. And apparently 1 million people who pirated it wanted to watch it. It was a very popular, very well-planned event. They just didn't anticipate that so many people would pirate it and so few people would pay for the PPV. The marketing for Creator Clash 2 was non-existent. No, it was there. I would say that it wasn't enough, but it was there. I would say that the problem with Creator Clash 2, one of the problems was that the website was really unclear. And it was like hard. It was like for people who paid, it was hard to watch the show. And also, you're right that some of the marketing was bad, because the number of people who didn't know that Creator Clash 2, every penny that they could manage, that wasn't going towards purse for the boxers, training for the boxers, hotel stays, like booking the arena, managing staff, like planning all of the things around Creator Clash. Everything else was going to go straight to charity. And so people didn't even know that anything was going to charity. They thought it was just a random boxing event. They're like, well, I don't want to pay for a boxing event. And they didn't know that none of it was going to charity. They didn't know that Creator Clash 1 raised $1 million for charity. So,
candid with you about this, Aaron, about like how disappointed I was and how like burnt I felt by it. And I was talking to a separate fighter who's not in the room about this just yesterday. It was like, you work so hard. I had a family member who was in the hospital with cancer at the time, and the thing that like kept me going, that stopped me from quitting and just going to be with them, was I was like, this is for charity. You're raising money for charity. You're raising money for a good cause. You got to keep going. And it was so hard. And then when I found out that we didn't, I think I cried. Like, I was so disappointed that it was very difficult to like take away positive feelings from the event, even because I was just so crushed by that news. And so like, when Real Good Touring called and asked if I wanted to host the pre-show again, that was my first question, is how can you guarantee to me that that is not going to happen again? So what are the changes?
Yeah, and you know.
Sorry. Hi, Denims. You suck. Guys, warm glass of battery acid doesn't like me. How will I ever recover? Is it over for me? It's totally over for me.
Likewise, like we were devastated as a fighter and as a producer of the event. It was awful that happened, and the audience too. Like to know that like buying into the event and watching the event, thinking that their money's going to charity, and then it didn't turn out that way. The first two Creator Clashes, they ran on the same model. Naively, we believed that with the first Creator Clash that the success of the event would be shared with the charity. So funding it through various sponsorships, but mostly ticket sales and pay-per-view sales, pay for the event, and then everything else is gravy for charity, which luckily worked for that year. We raised $1.3 million for charity. It was great. With that thinking, we moved on to Creator Clash 2, scaled it up a bit, and it turned out that we weren't able to make that money back and to reach those goals, which again was very devastating. So going into Creator Clash 3, we've completely restructured it. So all of the onus is on us to pay for the event, to produce the event through our partners, through our sponsors, and we will be doing a traditional fundraising through Tiltify. It's running right now. You can donate it to it right now. We've already raised $238,000, which is so awesome. That's gravy. That's going straight to charity. So every dollar that is raised for charity through this event will be going straight to charity. The event will be funded by ticket sales, it will be funded by pay-per-view sales, and the fighters will be receiving a cut of that revenue.
Yeah, it's basically two separate things now, right? There's the event part, which is handled a very traditional event way, and then the charity is totally separate. So like even if you don't like watching boxing, you could still donate to the charity. It's up on Tiltify already. You can get involved immediately.
And it's very transparent of like, okay, you can see the number right now on your screen of how much money we have raised so far. Every cent of this is going to an amazing cause, which is awesome.
I'm glad that you feel that way. We do too. And there's going to be a lot of other really cool things around the event. We're encouraging the fighters to do their own campaigns, before and after the event. All these efforts are not going to be wasted. We are going to be raising a ton of money for charity. Our goal is $1 million this year. I really think that that's possible to do. And the fighters are really excited to show off their hard work and to support this event and to raise that money. Like, I'm just so grateful that I get to be a part of it and that it's happening.
Yeah. I like the reason that I am sitting here in the room right now with you guys is because, like a lot of other people, I believe in the event. And so it was a crazy success the first time. The second time, some mistakes were made and it didn't go the way that we wanted. But I am here involved because like changes are being made to make it be what it's supposed to be at the end of the day, which is an entertaining show with really fun fights with like some of your favorite creators for charity. And that's really what we're trying to bring it back to, is we're trying to not have any external internet bullshit. It's just supposed to be a fun boxing event for charity, and that's really what it should be. And
it's
that's
such
really
a good mission statement, and it's such a bummer that it ever got away from that. It seems so silly that it ever got away from that because it's so clear what the event is supposed to be.
People are already punching each other in the face. You don't need other
Why
trauma.
not do it for charity? Come on. I mean, that's so true. Like, it's such a special event. I've said this many times, but fighting in Creator Clash was one of the best things that I ever did with my life. Like, what it did for my self-confidence, what it did for, my relationship with my body and my mind, my discipline. Like, it was so profound for me. And
it's so cool. Like, it's such a wild thing to have done. Like, anytime I tell somebody that I had a boxing match, it's like, it's a crazy thing to be able to say. It is wild. And very cool. And I've done the same thing. I had enjoyed watching boxing, but no interest in trying it, and then did it and trained. I have punched both of you in the face, actually, which is great. That's a huge positive, in my opinion. And I've encouraged a bunch of people I know to start boxing too, because it's such good total body fitness. But as said, it's also really, really hard. So we have to give a shout out right now to the fighters who are training right now. It's a bummer also for them that they maybe have felt a little awkward recently about promoting the event and talking about it. And we want everyone to get back behind them and recognize how hard they're training and how difficult it is to do this at all.
It is so insanely hard training for this event. You are not only obviously working out every day.
Monka. I don't think pirating is an issue they should focus on. Majority of people who pirated it would not watch it anyways. I mean, yes and no, right? The reality is that I think if they knew that that many people would pirate it, they would have run the event differently.
But something that people don't think about is they think, oh, you're going in training for an hour or 2 hours or maybe 3 hours out of your day. And they just take that one little time. It is all life consuming because you are exhausted. You have to watch what you eat. You have to do all of this stuff. It's a huge mental game. Not only coming to terms with the fact that you are going to get hit, but as somebody who is not a violent person, being okay with hitting somebody else, it's a huge mental stress. And so,
remember that time you punched me and I immediately fell to the ground and vomited?
yeah, and I still feel really bad to this day. It was really not great.
It's okay, it wasn't your fault.
I think people forget because they just see maybe some like Instagram photos or.
Couldn't people pirate the first one too? No shot. Every event knows countless people are pirating. I mean, hey man, like hindsight is 2020. You plan an event perfectly and tell me how it goes. All right. You tell me you can manage content creators, which already on its own is like the biggest headache on the fucking planet. And then manage booking everything, manage getting blood work done, manage making sure that these people get their vision tested, making sure that people are making the socials posts that they're supposed to be making sure that the event is doing well, that seats are being sold, that there is enough traction happening, that the audio team is doing a good job, that the video team is doing a good job, that the live stream won't get broken up in any way, shape, or form, that there's no problem with the studio that you're booking in or like the arena that you're gonna, like, it's a lot of shit. The idea that like, well, okay, you did everything else perfectly, but you fucked up on this. What are you, stupid? It's like, whoa. I understand that you didn't say that they're stupid, okay? I'm saying that they did, I think, what any reasonable person would have done, which is, okay, let's look at how many people pirated Creator Clash 1 and let's extrapolate that to Creator Clash 2. If this percentage of people pirated it on the first one, we'll probably get about the same level of piracy. Which is, by the way, like how most businesses operate anyways. You take historical data and you try and extrapolate future data based on the historical data. And they were like, oh, I think that like 100,000 people bought PPV tickets and 100,000 people pirated it. So they were like, okay, well, at this rate, we're probably good. We probably aren't having a pirating issue. We'll probably be able to sell these PPV tickets. And then 1 million people pirated it the second time around. And they were like, sorry, we didn't participate. 1,000% more piracy. Well,
or whatever of what the fighters are doing, the amount of training and hard work that they're putting in is immense. And however long that they have been training, whether it's just...
I agree it was probably worse the second time around, but I don't think that's the main issue. I mean, as someone who's talked to the organizers, I will tell you it's the main issue. It was the primary issue. I'm telling you this from the person who's spoken to the organizers and has told me explicitly, as well as many other people explicitly, that that was the main issue. Explicitly, that was the main issue. There are smaller parts that contributed to it. So, for example, the website that they had wasn't very organized, and people didn't know when the date was. People didn't know where they could watch it. They didn't even know that it was a charity event. That Creator Clash 1 and 2, other than paying for the costs of running the event, everything else went to charity. Like the number of people who came in chat and were like, I pirated that shit. And I was like, dude, it's a charity event. And they're like, wait, really? I didn't know that. Oh, I feel kind of bad now. Like, I will agree that the marketing could have been better.
Or the last 9 months or a year, that's been like all they've been doing. It takes up your whole life. And so huge props to them for committing
thank you to them too. Like it's such an important thing to do, which I think related, we should talk about, because there was confusion about this last year. Even I was confused about how fighters get paid. The fighters do get paid.
Yeah, we want to make sure that the fighters are taken care of, number one, and number two, that they're safe.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing for us. So fighters do get a purse, we're calling it. It's basically funding for training.
It's essentially a reimbursement.
Yeah.
It was frustrating having people think that we got paid for it. Yeah. Basically, the fighter's purse was for the thousands of dollars that we spent to train.
It's just to make sure people can do the event.
Yeah.
You can't ask creators to take all that time to box. A lot of people would have to say no if you couldn't at least cover the cost of their training or their food, right? Like, I had to set an alarm to remember to eat because I had to gain weight, so I spent a lot of money on meat, dude. like unironically. But it's also like all of your doctor's examinations, or you need to get like physical therapy. Like there are a lot of a lot of costs that go with that. So the idea is not that the fighter's getting paid because they're trying to profit from a charity, then it's basically that they're being reimbursed for the money that they've spent on the event so that they don't just lose a ton of money. Obviously.
So all fighters are receiving that. Moving the event means more training for them, which is something that we added to the budget to reimburse them for. And also, with the moving schedule, there may be some fighters that are dropping out just because they can't do it schedule-wise. And the replacement fighters will also be compensated for their work and time. And
yeah, like the purse amount, whatever the technical term is for it, the fight purse, which is basically the money that you get given at the end of the fight, that was given to every single fighter. It's a way to, first of all, reimburse these people for the amount of money that they've spent personally dedicating to this task for charity. And then also all of the time that was taken away from content. Like, just imagine that you're a content creator, chat, okay? Just like imagine it. Imagine that you're a streamer, you're a YouTuber, whatever. You want to participate in Creator Clash, you want to raise money for charity. They tell you you need to spend at least 20 hours a week training. And then whatever extra time you need to get to the boxer, like to the coach, excuse me. So maybe you're spending 30 hours a week, just like 30 hours of your week is now gone, in addition to whatever you do full time. Okay, so now you have like way less free time, and it's also physically exhausting. Like, you're physically training for this entire time. You're getting beat up. You're beating up other people. You're moving around. You're physically training this entire time. And you have to manage all of your food. You have to make sure that if you need to gain, there are a lot of people who had to gain like 10, 20, 30 pounds. So hey, I guess you need to start like buying a shitload more food. Or if you have to lose a lot of weight. Now, this is anyone here who's ever tried to lose weight, the time and dedication and energy that goes into a deficit, a calorie deficit. And you're like, oh man, fuck. Okay, well, I'm going to just be hungry during my normal day to day because I need to cut these pounds a little bit faster than I'm cutting them. And now I have to do all this meal prep. I have to spend all these hours doing meal prep that I otherwise wouldn't be doing. And because you're so exhausted doing
I know that people were spending a lot of time and money, but they could have just used their Amazon Prime account and connected to their Twitch account to get a free sub that they could use on their favorite streamer.
Exactly. What was I talking about? Right, yes. And then you spend all of your personal time gaining weight or losing weight. And if one of those things is hard for you, like fucking good luck. I know that some boxers were straight up just like drinking heavy cream because they couldn't put on the weight, which is like the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, it causes me trauma thinking about it. Not actually, but you guys get the point. And like losing weight, for people who've ever tried to lose weight, cutting is exhausting. It's like you are physically tired because you're denying your body the food that it's normally used to getting. Right? So you're like also like physically and mentally tired. So you're doing all this training and you're cutting. So your body's like tired and you still have to do content. And every single content creator who's ever talked about doing it, every single one of them will tell you, I had to cut down on my content. I had to stop streaming as often. I had to stop streaming as many hours. I started making way less videos because I just like didn't have the time. Like, I was spending my whole day basically planning around this fucking boxing event, which is like exhausting. That's the money that they got for those fights was to reimburse for all of that.
What's up, Goat?
Okay. Real fighters do this and don't get paid. I mean, I'm not part of a poverty cult. I think if you dedicate a lot of your time and energy into something that's for a good cause, I think you should get reimbursed for it. I don't believe in a poverty cult where it's like, you should work hard for free always. Like, what the hell? It's kind of giving like petty tyrant, and also like good luck signing people up for that. Good luck finding creators that are willing to dedicate like 30 hours a week for a year to get beat up with no return, with like nothing. Like, what the hell? I don't agree.
But at the end of the day, this is, the fighters are volunteers. And that's something very cool that, you know, everybody's chosen to do, that they're very passionate for. Like you don't just like, okay, into this, like you have to want to do it. And it's so cool that they decided that they want to.
Yeah, and I mean, like I ended up donating my whole fee to charity. I know actually multiple people did that last year anyway. So there's like, you know, not only are they also spending their time doing it, some of them are also going to be doing charity streams alongside this to also make sure they raise money for charity. Like there are so many ways other than just crowd participation for the fighters to get involved in, and we're encouraging them, from my understanding, to do some streams leading up to the event to already get money raised for the Tilt Fight too. So
it's really awesome to be able to get this back on track, to turn this into like a really, really positive event. I really want to be able to support the fighters, for them to get excited publicly about their fights, because that's what this is all about. You know, creators getting in the ring, doing something they don't usually do, getting out of their comfort zones, training, pushing their bodies to the limit for your entertainment. You know, it's going to be funny, it's going to be exciting.
The energy in that.
And it's like, I feel like people's understanding of charity is very concerning. Like every charity that you donate money to, chat, every single one of them, some of that money doesn't go towards the cause. It goes towards paying the people who have to do all the work. Every charity, every single charity you've ever donated to, every single one. Oh my God, Little Bear, thank you for the raid. Hi, welcome. Welcome, Raiders. We're talking about Creator Clash. And it's like, it's kind of obscene. It's like, hey, you should dedicate your whole life to like delivering food aid to people in need and then don't get paid for it. Like, do you think that there are millions of people just ready to give away all of their free time and not get, like, there wouldn't be charity. Like, charity wouldn't exist. You're paying the people a base salary. Not in this in this instance. I'm talking about like traditional nonprofit charities. You still have to pay the laborers who will deliver this aid, who will plan logistics, who will run accounting, who will do all of these like things that have to be done. Like, you still have to pay for the cost to operate. And then the rest gets to go to charity. And it's like the same thing. It's like, I don't understand why people who, like creators who want to participate shouldn't get any compensation for their labor in promoting a charity event. Like, that seems absurd.
At Arena in Creator Clash 2, and I'm sure in Creator Clash 1, was unreal.
Yeah.
And like, though that moment was such a highlight of my life, I've never felt energy like that before.
Goosebumps now that you're talking about it. It's crazy to think about.
Just hearing everybody and seeing how crazy excited everyone was, and it was just such a positive vibe being there, and that's what it should be. It should be a fun, entertaining event.
Oh, sure. The exception to the rule would be like government-based, state-funded based charities where we pay for the charity to exist with our tax dollars. And then all the money they raise actually does get to go to charity because the payroll is from our tax dollars. That's yes, that would be one exception to the rule.
Money for an amazing cause.
Yes, so that's what we're bringing it back to. We're super excited to do it. Ethan and I are going to be hosting the pre-show. I'm sure it'll be very fun. We want to get you hyped, get you excited. We want to make you laugh, and we want to raise money for a good cause. That's the whole plan.
Yes. Aaron, where and when is it?
It's at the Hollywood Palladium in Los Angeles, California, October 25th, 2025. If you can't make it to the live event, you can buy pay-per-view tickets on Veeps. Going to be an awesome event. We're going to blow the roof off.
Let's punch cancer in the face.
Let's do it. The biggest bully of them all. Take it down.
Let's do it. We'll see you all there.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. As you guys might imagine, Ethan has been trying to make this event fail as hard as he can, for as long as he can, for the past, honestly, since Froggy Tonic started tweeting about him. First, I do trust that Twitch staff and streamer that I know would do everything to make sure it's legal and as safe as humanly possible. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying that there are events that I've seen that I'm like, these are not safe. This is one event that I will say every single boxer that has talked about the event has talked about how much the organizers care about their safety and how they've been very clear with them. And they haven't pretended like it's a fun, cool little sport. They're like, hey, there are serious complications. This is something serious that you have to dedicate yourself to. And, you know, you need to know all of this stuff before, like you have to have informed consent to participate. And you need to understand that there are risks that go along with this. And you're choosing to do it regardless or like despite the risks. So they've been like very responsible, I feel like, with their creators. They've been so responsible that even when Ethan tries to bring on guests to shit on the event, the guests are like talking about how great the organizing of the event was. So like, let me pull it up for you guys. I want to see.
We're gonna make money.
No. No. Actually, there's a better way to do this. There is a better way to do this. Hold up. Hold up. I'm pulling it up. Hold. This was really funny. I want to show you guys this as well. But I'll pull up the live stream so you guys can tune in while I'm pulling this up. But they did this show yesterday.
To make money. I thought maybe they would have taken a salary or something. I didn't know how it worked. So I got.
I love spaghetti. Yeah,
Right. There used to be laws where like the king got to sleep with the.
What? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
With the
prima
bride
nocta, but
before
smelling food.
The groom. It's like that.
Ew,
Like,
that was a thing?
it was. I think in certain places that was a thing where the king.
Yeah, it's called prima nocta. I think the king has the first night.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's how Braveheart started. The movie Braveheart. Remember?
Oh shit.
That's what happens at the beginning there. Something like that. But you also, when you were going to do the thing before, I think the word you wanted to say was plie.
Plie, thank
in
you.
ballet, yeah.
Plie.
But I
That's what it's
couldn't see
called.
your feet. It's a fundamental maneuver, but I couldn't see your ankles, so I couldn't tell if it was a demi plie. But if you lift your heels up, that's a plie. If they're
Why
staying
did
on
you
the
not
ground,
know
it's
that,
a demi
Olivia?
plie.
About the
You weren't
demi-plie?
saying
I
it
know about a
well.
demi-plie.
Okay, but then
I'm
why did you?
fact-checking about the sleeping with the bride on the...
You're good, Boonanigans.
You're caught up on that.
I'm looking it up right now.
I take. You made a curtsy gesture. I feel like you
What's
led
a
us
plie?
astray.
What's the difference?
Plie is, would you like to see?
Please, yes.
Demonstrate, please.
You're in
Plies.
first position or whatever position.
You're in first position.
Oh.
Oh.
A demi-plie is like all the way.
Oh.
Demi.
Well, what's the one where you're like you're like high crust greeting? That's the.
Those are ballet moves.
A
What are you talking about?
That's a whole new
high-class,
introduction.
Like a Shakespearean curtsy.
I don't know what's happening.
lose a lot of my money.
Okay.
I was really trying to count his money for a couple of creator clashes there.
Yeah, what's your total at?
Well, I was curious. I was just always curious how much someone, with the thing, because then they revealed recently that they were getting 34% of the profits there.
Yeah, we're getting into that.
That's what we want to talk about.
Yeah. Did I jump? I jumped too far.
Let's do it.
No, I mean, no.
Look what I did. No, I should. That was stupid.
No, not at all.
That was stupid.
Jewish.
Nah,
You can button it. You can button it.
It's not. This isn't
It's a
like
spoiler.
a novel.
It's a
This isn't-
spoiler,
It's not
dude.
like a move. We're not. It's not like a twist or anything.
Jewish.
Okay.
Jewish.
Well, I was pocket watching quite a bit because I'm in the events, and so I was always, wow, I'd see
We're getting there, Shy Thembo.
something cool. I'm like, that's cool.
We're getting there.
Kind of. I kind of bought it. Not really, but I kind of did. I'm allowed to smell it. Like the camera rigs and all that, I'm allowed to smell it. I put in sweat, training for the event and all that. But then they revealed on the Creator Clash thing that they made 34%. And you know what? I wasn't really taken aback, or
You weren't surprised by that.
I knew they were going to make money. I thought maybe they would have taken a salary or something. I didn't know how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not outlandish, but I thought it was pretty crazy that Creator Clash shared it. Made me feel like maybe there's bad blood going on.
That was
or
one.
something.
Who is this guy? This is Harley, who dropped out from the fight with LA Beast, which I think LA Beast recently dropped out as well. I'm just going to assume that they couldn't find someone else.
1,000% a sneak diss. There is no other way.
Okay, I finally fucking found it. Holy shit. Okay, so on the Creator Clash website, there was a section that said, Creator Clash confirms it was never a charity event. Ian and Anissa were secretly taking 34% of all profits. And it says here, do the fighters get paid? Yes, each fighter receives a guaranteed purse to help cover training and preparation expenses. In addition, 20% of net profits from the event will be split evenly among all the fighters. A further 34% profit share originally allocated to Ian and Anissa is also being redistributed among the fighters following their departure. The event, I have a question for everybody in here. The event is being run by Real Good Touring, I believe, this time around. They aren't personally running the event. They were running the event. They're not running it now. But they weren't the people financing the event. Real Good Touring was the one that was financing the event this time around. And from my understanding, from all of the sales, from the ticket sales, they would be doing a payment plan for the ticket, from the ticket sales to the fighters and to the organizers. The other thing that I wanted to mention was that the only two ways to compensate people for their work organizing an event would be a salary or paying if the event is profitable. Those are the only two sections. Those are the only two ways to put together that event. What would you call a charity event that what would you call an event that raises money, that it will donate to charity, and that will be matched? I believe that they said that they were going to get like Tiltify to participate and match donations. Maybe they were like changing their plans or whatever. I believe that was one of the original goals. What would you call an event like that? You would call it what? Like an event where some money will go to charity, an event where a portion of revenue will go to charity. It's a boxing event, and some will go to charity. A for-profit charity event is still a charity event. And then here's like the worst part where like someone said it already, but like there's a clip for everything. They're trying to smear the last two Creator Clashes as being scams, when in reality, here is what Ethan had to say last year about Creator Clash 2.
We had you guys on after the first event, though. I said, you guys got to make money. Have you not changed anything since then?
Maybe next year we've talked about taking a salary next year because it is more than a full-time job. I mean,
did you guys not take a salary at all?
No, not last year. This year I don't think we will. I don't know. it won't be a big one if we do. It's on par with every other, employee. It's kind of at the top-ish, but I don't know.
Ian's looking rough there. Yeah, this was right after his fight. I'm pretty sure this was April 2023, 19. When was Critical Clash 2? I think this was after he got his shit kicked in by, was it Dr. Mike? Or was the second one was Dr. Mike, yeah. May 14th. Yeah, so this was a couple days later. You should have seen what he looked like the day after, dude.
We got to look at some numbers and stuff before we make a decision on that.
Yeah. Yeah, we just got to figure it out. It's I mean, we're not in any financial trouble. It's just obviously I get to take this, year off, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll just start grinding.
We'll focus on YouTube and other things.
But next year we'll take we're reworking the framework, so we, our coworkers are making us take a salary next year, so that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, bro, oh my God. See, you guys say the chat is fucking annoying me right now.
Why?
Like, stop talking about money, Ethan. I was like, what the fuck? You guys aren't interested in money? Like, you act like I'm the only one? Shut the fuck up, chat.
Money.
They're annoying as shit sometimes too. Just so you guys know.
I was gonna say it kind of feels like you. I mean, you do like I don't know. I feel like you would have a lot of fun talking to like a financial person if you brought like a Graham Stephan or something like that on your podcast, because there's so many like I don't know interesting little discussions to be had, around real estate. How to make money.
I don't care about investing all this shit. I just want to know how you're doing. Is that crazy? I want to know if you said you're not making money. Like, what the fuck?
I'm with you.
That's like a huge part of everyone's lives.
Yes.
Well, you need to make money to survive, and you're not the only one that's talked to us about it.
Stupid ass, dumbass chat, idiots.
Yeah.
Idiots.
It's my fucking show. Let me ask what the fuck I want.
Yeah. No, that's valid.
That's valid.
Yeah, but
Literally, just go back 2 years, and here he is saying, you guys absolutely should get paid for your time. I'm sorry, you guys are spending all of your time. None of it is being spent making videos because you're too busy planning this event, talking to all of these fighters, dedicating your life to either boxing in Ian's case or wrangling these fighters to fight, making sure that everything works. And you didn't even take anything for it? You didn't even get paid for any of your labor putting this show together? That's crazy. You guys are allowed to make money off of the things that you put together. You're allowed to raise money for charity and also make money for yourself for organizing the event, which is, again, a very fucking reasonable position to hold. It's a very reasonable position to hold. And now, can you believe it? They're literally scamming. They're trying to make money. I like how, and then here's the problem. Like, what are the solutions? One, they get paid a salary. And if the event fails and they don't raise any money, they just got paid a bunch of money for an event to fail. Or they get paid a portion of the profits if the event succeeds. Is the second one not the better option? Is it not better that only if the event succeeds that they get to profit off of that they get to make any money for the hundreds of hours of labor that they put in to get this event to work, to come together in any capacity? Like, is that not better than getting paid a salary and then the event fails? Is it not better to just take no profit if the event fails, but take some if it succeeds? I completely disagree with you, Stinktoe. Just a difference in opinion. I don't want the dude running it full time I don't think that the dude running it full time should get paid either. I don't understand how you can have this opinion. I'm not shaming, just want people to realize they don't have to take money. Many orgs do it. I stand by that. I run a closed drive for free. Do you dedicate all of your time to this closed drive? Do you dedicate 40 plus hours a week to doing this? Because I just think you should stand by your conviction here. If you're doing it, and if you're doing it for 40 hours a week, which I'm assuming that if you're talking about this, it's because it's related to the original topic, which is people dedicating full work weeks every single week for years to put this event together. Because you wouldn't compare something that you do a couple, like 2-3 hours a week, right? You wouldn't compare something that you do 2-3 hours a week to someone putting together an event for 40 plus hours a week. That doesn't make sense. No one would ever compare those two things, something that you spend a little bit of your free time on, to someone putting together an event at a large scale, right? My local soup kitchen and clothes drive, no one gets paid. How do you guys pay for rent? I mean, a landlord is definitely getting paid. I don't know what to tell you. There is money that's going somewhere other than the charity. Like, we live in a capitalistic society. You have to have money to pay for some of the things. The goal is to try and contribute more good than harm in the world. So you think people should only do charity if they're willing to use their money and only their money to help run and put together a charity? And otherwise they shouldn't. No, not what I said. You just said that you don't think that he should be getting paid. You just said this. If you don't think that the person running the charity should get paid, you think that they shouldn't be doing a charity. Do you understand? Like, you can't hold both of these opinions at the same time? Either you think that the people full-time running the event should be able to get paid for their labor and also raise money for charity, or you think they should just do a fully for-profit event. That's it. Those are the only two options that you're giving people. So that's what you're saying. You're saying there's tons of charities, leaders that don't get salaries. You shouldn't take money from donations. Sorry, no. He is the moral paragon, better than Doctors Without Borders because doctors get paid a salary. I just don't think that the Doctors Without Borders should be getting paid. I just don't think that they should be getting paid. Like, I don't know how to explain this to you. Like, you're entering, like, yes, I am saying that. So what you're saying is charity events shouldn't exist if the people running them aren't making a salary. That's what you're saying. You're saying people running charities full-time shouldn't make income from it. You're saying only people with disposable income and time should help participate in raising money for charity. That's what you are functionally saying. If you say, let me pull up the text so it's really easy. If you say, I don't think the dude running it full-time should get paid, functionally you're saying only those with disposable income and time should help generate charity or help raise money for charity. That the only time you're allowed to do charity, and the only time you should do charity, is if you're using your disposable time and money to do it. I understand you want to live in a universe where it's like, well, I don't think that they should take money and I want more of the money to go to the charity, but that's not like a realistic universe that you can live in. We can talk about what is a fair amount. What is an unfair amount? What's an unreasonable amount? I don't know if it's on the same level, but my mother worked for a nonprofit women's shelter for years, had a 65K plus salary as a social worker director at the time, made 6 figures, full on nonprofit. Might be different, but just throwing it out there. It's an interesting convo to join in. I work up for a charity. People who work for charities, please, I would love to hear your experiences. I would love to hear what you have to say about it. Running a charity and volunteering are different. I run a local charity and I need to make some income for the org so we can pay for rent, utilities, and tax. And yes, charities pay taxes. I worked for free at my local food shelf, but I also got paid to help out early in the morning for a few months, and that was awesome. You're reaching there, but if that's how you want to interpret what I'm saying, sure. I mean, I'm not. You're having like purity about what charity events should look like financially. From my experience working in a food bank, labor is usually a mix of paid and volunteer work. For example, managers are paid, but the people who come in to volunteer are usually not. As someone who worked in a food bank, who volunteered at a food bank, excuse me, I didn't get paid for my labor. There were also people who worked there who got paid. And guess what? The people who ran the food bank got paid. That they got donations to help run that charity, and the donations were put towards their salary because they had to do it full time. Who do you think does for a food bank? Who do you think is doing the logistics to make sure that the food is entering the premise? I might be a free volunteer. I might do that volunteer work for free, but the charity has to make Some of the donations that come in have to be put towards the salary of the people who do it full time. You can't have a charity run by a bunch of volunteers. I mean, I'm sure it's happened once or twice. Functionally, most charities are not run that way. The other thing with volunteers is they can just kind of leave whenever. That's the appeal of being a volunteer. It's why I always suggest to people you should try volunteering, because it's non-committal. You go in and do what you want to do, stay as long as you want to stay, help out as much as you want to help out. And if you don't want to go in next week or ever again, that's cool. That's what they expect. They expect volunteers to not be a mainstay. They expect them to tune in sometimes and maybe never show up again, show up a couple times, show up a couple times a year or whatever, etc. But the people running that specific charity still have to get paid. They still have to afford their rent. They still have to afford their bills. They still have to hopefully build some retirement, if that's even a dream that's available in our lifetime anymore in America. They have to pay for the rent. They have to pay all of the logistics, like the hiring, firing, all of the accounting for everything that enters or leaves the premise, talking to the people who bring in the food to the food banks, reaching out to other places, putting out like flyers for people to come by. Like do you understand? Like, if you have this moral purity about how charities should be run and that these people shouldn't get paid, if they can't do it for free, they shouldn't do it. All you're functionally doing is making it so that there are less good things that exist in the world. Now, it's a different conversation to say, well, how much money did they get paid? I think that that's a very valid question. When I look at charities, the few charities that I have promoted, I've done research on them personally. And I've checked like how much of the money goes to the charity and how much of it doesn't go to the charity. And some of them are really bad, where like some of them are like 30% of the money that you donate is going to the charity. And other ones are really good, where like 80% of what you're donating goes to charity. I try to promote the ones that have a higher rate. And I think that that's important. Like, we look at the charities where more money is going to the charity event or the specific charity at hand. But like, it's a huge undertaking. Also, it takes like more than 20 hours a week. I mean, yeah, volunteer work, it's also like, it's still labor. Even if you're just volunteering, you're still performing labor. So yeah, doctors without paychecks. Don't write that. They get exposure bucks, which I'm told is more valuable than normal bucks. I sometimes help out with a dog rescue charity. It's pretty much all volunteers, but it's all upper middle class retired people. The people who get paid are usually contractors like graphic designers for logos or the occasional newsletter. But this is a special case. The place doesn't have a fixed office or anything like that. And like I said, it's basically for a hobby. It's basically a hobby for a bunch of upper middle class retirees. The dog charity is what you're saying. If Creator Clash 1 did the 34%, they would have made way over 400K, way more than his salary. I mean, but the thing is, they didn't make any money off of Creator Clash 1 or 2. The only money that they made was the same fight purse that the rest of the fighters got. This is literally a clip of Ethan saying, why are you guys not making money? You're dedicating all of this time wrangling these fucking moronic creator clashes that don't ever want to participate with anything ever. You're booking this arena. You're making sure everyone is healthy and ready to go. You're checking up on all these people. If someone needs a fucking 2 a.m. text and they're freaking out and they need someone to talk to, you're there 24/7 around the clock to make sure everything runs smoothly. And you guys didn't pay yourselves anything? You didn't even take a fucking salary for this shit? You guys should take a salary. Know how when he's not friends with them anymore, suddenly they're the most demonic people for even considering that their labor should be rewarded at all. As a real example of how not feasible it is to run a charity for free, I work at a small food bank that has been run by an elderly couple for years. They live on less than $30K combined from Social Security and a small stipend for their church. They work easily 50 to 60 hours a week running the food bank, and they spend a lot of their income to keep it going. It takes up all their time and energy and a lot of their money. People are naive. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like the people that are like actively improving the world and helping people get food or helping with, and I'm not even talking about Creator Clutch. I'm not even fucking talking about Creator Clutch. I'm talking about normal charities, our day-to-day charities, food banks, soup kitchens, that sort of thing. I don't know, is it wrong to think that the people that participate in the world in a way that is positive and try and help in any way that they can, that they should be able to live comfortably? That they shouldn't have to take out of their own pockets to keep their charity running? Hulk should have a dick print. Tragic self-sucking incident. What are these chat messages? This is like the average leftist, by the way. This is definitely the average socialist. Spends their free time being horny and simping for the Hulk, or spends their time working for a charity. My mother's a veterinarian that does paid volunteer work at an animal rescue. That makes a small fraction of what she could be doing with a private practice, but makes a small amount for the toll the work takes on her body. She does specialized orthopedic surgeries and high volume spay and neuter that saves the animal rescue hundreds of thousands a year. She's volunteering her time and skill to not make much in return. And like other people will look at that and be like, I don't think that she should be getting paid at all. It's like, what? You're not evil because you got paid putting together an event that was good. Real answer here is a socialist government. I mean, everyone in here obviously is going to agree with you, but like we're nowhere near that, and we're not going to be anywhere near that for at least another few decades, right? What, in the meantime, anyone who wants to do a charity should do it for free, and if you don't want to do it for free, go fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit. That sounds ridiculous. That sounds very ridiculous, and it's a very privileged position to, I think, have when you donate your time the way that you want to donate your time when you want to donate your time. And never any other time, and not organizing an event. Like Creator Clash literally just could have been all for profit. They could have made it a profit motive from day one, and they would have made like literally millions of dollars. And they made the mistake of saying, okay, well, we made the first two totally for charity, and it kind of was hard to manage. So we're having this other company finance it and take on the financial burden so we can focus on just the event. And after all of our employees and other fighters and our buddy Ethan Klein said we really should get paid, and it's kind of crazy that we didn't get paid, I guess we're going to also get paid.
For all the cozy content.
And then as soon as they do that, they get shamed for it. It's like, this is crazy. I don't know what to tell you. That volunteering does not equal labor. You're wrong. If you volunteer to take care of like your sick mother or your sick grandmother, you are performing labor. You're just doing it for free because you care about your mom or grandma or whatever, and you don't expect to get paid. Labor can be unpaid. Lots of people, millions of people, probably billions of people have done some level of unpaid labor at some point in their life. We're going to move on from this because I don't want to stay on this forever. But I think it's like, I think it's like really absurd that the moral shaming and the moral like outrage about this. There was a pretty good, I feel like, couple paragraphs written in like the leftover subreddit about this. Explaining what profit share means in charity event. People often get confused by what profit share means in cases like these. First of all, the charity component is structurally separated in order to protect the funds. You don't want Creator Clash to pay for its liabilities and services, i.e. utilities, security, etc., with the charity money. It also protects the charity money in case Creator Clash gets sued or fails to pay something it owes, i.e. the courts can't compel Creator Clash to pay outstanding debts with the money that they raised for charity. It's about separating money that is explicitly dedicated just towards the charity, and here is the money that is dedicated towards paying the fees of everyone involved. This protects the charity money, but it does mean that Creator Clash has to fund its operations in another way. This is the profit-making part of the enterprise. Usually it is through ticket sales. The profit is any leftover surplus/excess after all debts, liabilities, costs, etc. have been paid. The more complex and expensive an event is, the more funds are required for the operational cost/component. With charity enterprises, that surplus is usually divided between A, the organizers' founders, especially if they aren't wealthy enough to sustain themselves without any income from the event, or B, prizes or other compensation for the participants/volunteers. C, savings for funding for future events. D, donations back into the main charity pool. The complexity of the event also drives how these dividend decisions are made. Ideally, any excess profit would go back to the charity pool, but this usually requires the founders/organizers to be very independently wealthy. They also often take the role of early investors to get the project off the ground, so that is usually to help cover any losses that are expected with charity events. It's much easier to have 100% of all proceeds go to charity with one-off events that are super cheap to run, like Noah's Stream. Complex and expensive charity events that take place annually/regularly are much harder to manage, and the ratio of cost to charity is different. Taking heavy operational personal losses is easier to do for one-off events, but it's not sustainable for regular ones unless you have super wealthy benefactors willing to lose $500K to $1 million with every instance. What's important to keep in mind here is that what is profit to the enterprise is not necessarily profit for the founders. It's similar to how your wages can technically come from an excess that your employer has, but to you, they are not profit. It's like you were already getting paid and this is extra, like a bonus would be. From my understanding of Creator Clash, it's not that Ian and Nisa were already getting paid a salary as organizers. And then they were also entitled to 34% of leftover profits as a bonus. The 34% of any profits was meant to have an equivalent to have been the equivalent of their salary for having worked on the project for all their time and potential startup funds they dedicated to it. And they go on, but they talk about it in more depth. This is actually a really good post sort of explaining it, because iDevs also talked about it a little bit and talked about how I wanted to clear up some things now that Anissa and I are no longer part of Creator Clash. When I announced Creator Clash 3 and its new business model, the communication wasn't clear. Looking back on my video and the current reaction, it's obvious that it was too vague. It remains true that I earned a fight purse for Creator Clash 1 along with the other fighters, and we did not profit at all from Creator Clash 2. After Creator Clash 2 failed to raise any money for charity, we knew it was time for a different business model. We structured it so that the funds for our charity partner would be raised on Tiltify separately and apart from the actual event. We then decided that this year we would take a profit share from the for-profit side of the event, should the for-profit side of the event succeed. I feel sorry for any confusion Anissa and I caused. We know that the event is in good hands now, and we wish it all the success. So the TLDR here, this is my understanding. I wouldn't be surprised if they put out a video sort of explaining it themselves, since they're the people that organize it and they have a better understanding of everything that's happening. But this, I'm relatively certain that this is accurate coverage here. That I'm pretty sure that the way that they said that they were going to run it was during the stream, they would have a Tiltify link for standing up to cancer. And all of the money that was donated to the Tiltify link would go straight to charity. Every single penny that you donate to that Tiltify link will be going straight to charity. The money for the tickets, for the Creator Clash 3 tickets, this is going to help pay for the venue It's going to help pay for the purse. It's going to help pay for the labor of everybody involved. That includes the people who have to like run the video for the stream, who have to do the audio, all the people who have to do the camera work, every single person that is involved in that live stream at all, that is involved in running that show the way that it's being run, all of that money will go towards the for-profit side. Without the money generated from the revenue from tickets, the event can't exist. Or it's not that the event can't exist, it's that the event wouldn't exist, and otherwise they wouldn't be hosting a boxing event. They would just be doing a stream where they just have a Tiltify link and you can donate if you want to donate. So when you pay for the tickets, you are paying to help get a charity event on its legs. When you pay for the tickets, you're paying, yes, for all of the labor that goes into running the event that is raising money for charity. You are helping pay for the event to exist in its current form so that we can have that broadcast in the first place, right? You're helping pay to create the charity event. If you don't want any of your money to go towards helping create the charity and you want all of your money to go only towards the charity, then you can wait for the event and donate to the Tiltify link. I don't feel like this is very complicated. I also I don't feel like, I understand people's desire for clarity. I think that that's totally reasonable and valid. 100%, that's totally reasonable and valid. But these are separate links, right? And from where I'm standing, it feels like if you want to donate to the charity and you want to donate to help get the charity event to happen at all, paying for the tickets is a good way to do that. If you're like, I don't know, they should figure out the finances themselves. I'm not paying for it. I'm not giving them any of my money. I don't want any money to go to these fighters that train for however many hours. I don't want any money to go towards this venue. I don't want any money to go towards all of the people who had to sit there fucking setting up these cameras, setting up these microphones. I want to watch it. I want to pirate it for free. And then if I feel like it, maybe I'll donate to the Tiltify link. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. You're more than welcome to do that. No one is telling you to do anything else. And here's the one little problem with that, by the way. I don't know if you know this. The money you donate to Tiltify, some of that is going to go towards the laborers that put the Tiltify together. You're not 100% of your money when you donate to any charity will go 100% to that charity. If you want to do charity, grab $100, go outside and give it to someone outside. All right. Tiltify charges a fee for all the donations that come in, and all of the charities
Denims is streaming in Elon is on drugs.
Basically, all of the charities that exist currently, or not all, excuse me. Most charities that exist, most charities that you can donate to through Tiltify, there's still overhead on these charities. Some people are still getting compensated for their labor, even if some other people are volunteering their labor for free. Even places like Red Cross still take 20 to 30%. It's just the way that it is. It's just the way that it is. And then there's like the people that are like, well, they shouldn't call it a charity event. Okay, what do you want them to call it? Genuinely, if you think it shouldn't be called a charity event, what the fuck do you call it? I'm asking genuinely. I don't know what you would call, like, please tell me. A boxing event where donations will be encouraged to go towards charity. Valuetainment plus fund drive. Okay, I actually kind of like that. A fundraiser. Do we not think that there's some semantics here on this? Well, they shouldn't call it a charity event if the money that I'm paying for the tickets is going towards the overhead of running the event. and the money that is going towards charity is the money that's going to get donated. And like the numbers here, by the way, that the founders and the creators of the event that are currently running this event, we're going to get 34%. And then 20% additionally was going to go to the fighters. So all the people that are helping the event come together in the first place, that those people are getting paid for their labor for profit. I already I don't know, I think it's just like ridiculous that people are upset after they went the past 2 years making no money. Like, dude, as someone who's seen some of the back end on this shit, it's actually incredible. Like, it's literally like in the transition period, while they were still dropping their obligations and they were making the transition over from being founders and creators and owners to not participating in that anymore, and then giving the reins to like Alana Pierce, Ethan Nestor, Aaron Hansen. Anissa would be getting like text calls the entire, like at 2 a.m., at 3 a.m., at 6 a.m., at 9 a.m., at 2 p.m. every day from a fighter or an organizer or a mod or someone on the team that's like, hey, so like, what do we do about this? Hey, so like, I don't know what, hey, I don't really feel like I should do this. Hey, I don't think I should be able to promote it. I'm not going to promote it. Well, okay, maybe I'll promote it. And it's just like all day, every day, for a year, your phone is always blowing up from 70 different people or more telling you, I don't know what to do. Can you just tell me what I should do? Can you tell me everything that I need to do? I have no idea. And it's like, okay, well, I guess I dedicate an hour right now to like being here for these fighters or being here to help out with these tech issues or whatever. And they did that for 2 years, not making any money doing that. I get mad when I get like more than one person texting me. I'm like, dude, leave me alone. Okay, I'm trying to play video games right now. And then like, you don't believe me? Here's Harley, who has every reason, has every incentive to shit as hard as he wants on Creator Clash. And here he is saying exactly what I'm saying to the point where Ethan gets mad about it.
5% ain't nobody upset.
5% means everything.
But they were doing, she was doing a job, you know, she was doing a job for a bit there. I don't know if it equals up to 34%. Yeah, but she was doing.
What was her job? Tanking the event? I mean, what exactly would you say she does around here?
I feel like she did that more with, it seemed like she did it more with the other ones, like where she was more in touch with the fighters from what I heard. And with Creator Clash 3, I didn't really get the sense that that was happening.
She was very involved in checking in on all of us and making sure we were where we were supposed to be.
Yeah, and was that good? Was that helpful? Was that good?
Unfortunately for the vibe, she was pretty good at that job.
Unfortunately, she actually was very good at that job.
For the vibe that you want right now, she was.
What's
good
the
at
vibe?
That. Well, I mean, I'm like.
He can tell you want to shit on her, but he's saying she was pretty good.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like she was good at that job in the sense that. Like I was saying before, I'm not eager to work with YouTubers, and I found working with Anissa to be a pleasure.
What about
if I had a question, I'd hit her up, and she was always.
And this is someone who isn't boxing anymore. That a month before they would have been boxing isn't boxing anymore.
You must work for 4 years for no money. I, however, can trumpet a 6.5K donation and try to destroy multiple charities.
Available, but that's true. That was more. Creator Clash 1 and 2.
What about towards the end there?
Because I mean, from my perspective, I just saw how Creator Clash 3 went down, and especially during the Content Cup time, to me, it seemed like they offered nothing to Lena as far as like support emotionally or financially, considering, throwing her into this.
Well, he put her in this horrible situation, and then it's like, oh, so I'm supposed to be blamed for Ethan. It's like, He pretends like it's completely. He's just, dude. He's brain broke. I don't know what to say. He's snark brained. Let me read this post.
Did you notice how he said, "Well, she's not really doing it for Creator Clash 3," and then no one said anything. AB didn't say anything. I don't know if Lena's there, but she didn't say anything if she was there. Harley didn't say shit.
Lisa did check in on Lena's training a lot for this third one.
I mean, like, again, you don't have to believe me when I say it. I have an incentive to say nice things about my friends, right? I would say you can trust me on this, considering I've never promoted anything ever for my financials. I'm still working on making those shirts. Okay, Chad, I'm still working on making that merch. I'm talking to the Barbie Agitprop account to have her help me with it. I'm bad at profiting off of my stream. I don't even use affiliate links because I'm like, well, that feels wrong. Like, I don't want to give you guys affiliate links and then get profit off of that. I want you guys only to give me money if you want to give me money. It feels wrong to profit through Amazon's affiliate links, which is stupid. And it's like, I should be able to do that, but my brain is so broken. I'm like, well, I don't want anyone to feel like they're being scammed by clicking on a link or something. So if I ever link anything, I want it to be, be as above board as possible about everything. So you don't even have to believe my perspective because, like, okay, well, you're biased. You're friends with Anissa, so of course you're going to sing her praises. Here's Harley literally saying, unfortunately, she's actually really good at the event coordinating stuff.
There you go.
Thank you, Evil Sheep. Thank you. Demon Stasis, Evil Sheep, Antonies, L, Goblin Lurker, Brendan, Chromatic, Stuff, Lolmighty, Limbo, Shadow, Scuffed Seal, Cyburn, Gino. Thank you guys so much for the subbies. I really do appreciate it. Surzin, thank you for the gift sub. Thank you. Thank you for the 5 gifties. Excuse me. Sorry. Thank you. But I like this business model. I like the model where I'm just like, hey, if you want to give me money, if you like the stream, if you tune in every day or even just once in a while and you like it and you want to support it,
NML.
you can Amazon Prime. It's totally free. Look at this person. Is this chat full of dumb cunts that sent this horrible person money to fight a legal battle with Ethan Klein instead of actually doing something useful for Palestinians? You know, this guy, he like chews gum and he's like, I love gum. I want to go to the store. Oh man, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. You can't care about Palestinians and ever do fundraising for Palestinians and also try and stop one of the most awful people on the internet, Ethan Klein, from using his platform to bully everyone that is smaller than him. You can't do both of those things. What are you crazy? I can't do anything. I can't do more than one thing at a time. There's no way anyone else can do it. Poor chatter. Contraman, thank you for the 10 gift subs. Thank you. Thank you. I really do. Cause like they're not even, Anissa and Ian aren't even allowed to talk about it because if they talk about it, then they're just like asking for praise, right? So I will defend Anissa's honor, milady. I will white knight. I'm not joking. It was like the entire time that we were in Texas, that we hung out in Texas, hung out with a bunch of friends, had a lot of fun. The entire time we're there, she's like, sorry, I have to deal with this. We're still in the process of handing the reins over, finalizing all these connections and stuff. And now this person is like sending essays that I have to deal with. So one sec. And that's just like, okay, 30 minutes of just dealing with whatever person needs to be spoken to about whatever stupid thing. Stare. Oh, hi. And that's the entire time. Y'all streamers need some Mike from PA to teach you how to ask for your owed labors. Dude, Mike is right. All right. Mike is right. So the most funny thing, I do want to talk about this really quickly before we get any further. This was really funny.
It's driving me crazy.
This was really, really funny. GB Cats, thank you. What the fuck? Thank you for the 25 gift subs. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Holy moly. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, pay up Hutch. Dude, Hutch still owes him. He still owes him. When will he pay up? Okay, this is the most hilarious shit I've ever seen in my life.
I'm like, they all got rooms. I'm looking at it, you know. I'm like, oh, look, there's dozens of people from Smosh here. They all got rooms. There's no way that everyone from Smosh, all 10 of them are like in a bed, you know.
True.
Right.
But still, I'm like, they all got rooms. I'm looking at it, you know. I'm like looking at everything, you know what I mean?
That's a lot of fucking money.
I'm being really, you know. Oh, he's still in the bathroom. You know, I wanted that.
Yeah, he's where's Zach?
Yeah.
Zach.
TLDR, as you guys might know, content creators that are really large usually have to deal with, even when you have security, some level of swarming, especially if you have a very parasocial audience. And I think Inanisa made a relatively correct decision in thinking maybe we should have a hotel near the venue where these people can go. Personally, I think that the only problem with what they did was they should have incentivized every single person who was there to either donate some amount of money to the charity or to the for-profit side or whatever. Or they should have booked these rooms out and then sold them, like almost like subletting the hotel to the people who want to stay there. Because I understand putting like content creators and friends of the content creators and family members of the content creators all in one place so that everyone's there in the same space. And if you need to get in contact with someone immediately, you can do that easily. That makes sense to me. Continuing.
Coming. Don't wipe that ass and get in here.
But to be honest, 2 massive galas flying out a bunch of dipshit,
so
flying out denims.
Let me just say, someone sent me this fucking post. And the message says, by the way, this is not a tick. This is Ethan saying denims. Hope you all have a good weekend. And I thought this was a prank. I thought this poster was just joking around. Because this is the same thing that happened with my thumbnail about Ethan Klein is like shitting up the internet, that one. Where
this up is anti-Semitic/yes.
Where he's like, this is ableist. The fact that you're using this thumbnail of me is ableist. And it's like, that was literally just a random clip or a random screen cap. Obviously, I picked the screen cap, but it was a random screen cap of you talking about me. It's not my fault that you get like this vitriolic rage when you talk about me. Like, that's not on me, dog. That's on you. You should learn how to control yourself.
Fucking denims and
like what have I done? What? Oh, God. Oh, God. And remember, Denims, I have never accused her of calling CPS, and I've never accused anyone I've never accused her of making a call to action for anyone to call CPS. I've never accused her of doing that. That's what he said. So he's actually mad at me for no reason. And then he said, Denim did CPS. Remember that. Remember that. She did CPS. Remember that. He like, I don't really understand why Ethan hates Denim so much. I have my theories. I think his hatred for me is just like, I like to fight. And unlike other people, I'm not just going to back down from a fight. Where like he feels really big and strong when he gets to bully someone like Mika off the internet. Feels really big and strong when he gets to see like a clip of Frogan crying about something. But because I refuse to do that, and because I insist on attempting to own him, I think it makes him real mad. I think it makes him real upsetty. You're built for mental warfare? I'd play League for fun. What does that say about me as a person? I play Heroes of the Storm so that I can shit talk people in my games. What does that say? I'm just like, The other thing too is like, it's hard being an optimist and being a glass half full person. Because I see the shit that like Ethan Klein says and does. And I'm like, dude, this is okay. I know he's saying it about me, but this is objectively like hilarious. Like, I think it's when I see him call me a fucking bitch, a vile human, a vile fucking bitch 20 times, I'm like, I invoke such strong emotions in you. That's hilarious. I'm just yapping, dude. That's really good. And then people be like, well, he called you that because you called CPS. And it's like, no, that happened months before anything related to CPS happened. He called me that because he insisted that I was doing denial about someone he claimed was continually for 50 days. And then when you actually look at the footage of what the victim herself has to say, she says that she witnessed other people telling her that she was continually raped. And then they try and use this clip that happened later in the documentary. But guess what? Ethan Klein doesn't use the clip of the woman who actually says she was sexually assaulted because he couldn't be fucked to actually watch the documentary. So yeah. I'm too value-tained to ever like be filled with like rage is the problem. With someone like Ethan Klein anyways, going back to this.
Denims? Fucking Denims and Frogan flying them out. Can you imagine? Nobody's denied it.
Okay.
Nobody's denied it. I'm pretty sure
No,
he
I
flew
think
them
they,
out.
I think they have. I think they have.
No,
like,
they didn't.
like repeatedly.
You show me. I mean, show me where they denied it. I'm obviously will retract if that's the case. But as far as I can tell, and from what I've discerned, is that they paid for them. Just show me.
I think
You like can't make this shit up, dude. You can't, like, I don't even know. Do you see what I mean? Where it's like, how am I ever supposed to feel negatively about anything Ethan Klein says about me when this is the guy that he is? Like, this is hilarious. If he says you didn't do CPS call and then he dropped the suit, why? And you dropped the suit. I didn't drop the suit. Why is he still running with that? And why does he think his audience think? And why does his audience think it? Well, because he just like lies to his audience and then pretends like he didn't say things that he just said. And his audience wants to believe him so bad that they just like cope.
Okay, whatever.
Let it go.
What's going on?
No, he was wondering if the button worked.
Oh, is this button pressed?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now you're going to say something racist?
No, we're
He
so
did.
we're
Too late, I
back
already
now.
did.
Okay.
Welcome to behind the scenes.
That's weirder than I thought. I thought I was in trouble.
We have the camera on you, Harley. So what do you have to say?
And yet he calls you the queen of cell phones. Ethan turned cell phoning into an Olympic sport. I mean, everything. Like, listen, with people like Ethan Klein, every accusation is an admission. All of the cell phones, like these people are like jumping through hoops to believe them. There's the Sneeko fan clip where I'm fucking right. That guy is a Sneeko fan. And when you actually go and watch the VOD, 15 minutes earlier in the VOD, that guy's like, he hears March and everyone saying like, yeah, we're going to go meet up with Hassan. And he's like, dating a money. Did I mention I'm dating a money? Did I mention that? And they're like, yeah, we're going to go talk to Hassan. And he's like, okay. And then later it's like, you're my fucking hero, man. You're my hero. I love you. You don't know your hero's name 15 minutes earlier? Selective heroism. That guy was not a Hassan fan. He's just not a Hassan fan. That guy's a Sneeko fan. Or like this person's stories were debunked. Like that's factually true. People don't trust her perspective on what happened during captivity because when she was released, she had very different things to say. She said that they weren't touched at all. She's with her mother and she's talking about in front of Israeli media how none of them were touched. They were all really respectful, blah, 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 blah. And then 4 months later in this documentary, and also she was getting harassed for making those claims by other Israelis. And then months later makes a claim separately. Oh, I was witnessing people telling me about sexual abuse. So wait, you weren't witness. That's not. What? Huh? So a lot of people discredit her story because it's, first of all, she's not describing her story about sexual trauma. People would believe her if she was talking about her trauma, but she's saying other people told me that it happened to them and I believe them. Which is not, that doesn't meet the bar. Like that's not, like, can you imagine if I said, well, I witnessed somebody telling me that Ethan Klein is X, Y, and Z bad thing. And I was like, why don't you guys want to believe me? I can't believe you guys aren't believing me immediately off of this. It's like, what the fuck? They didn't say Hassan's name in front of him. I watched the whole thing though. You're wrong. I can show you the clip if you'd like. It's in my video. I'm not trying to come on too hard or, well, no. Whoa, that sentence. I'm not trying to be too aggressive on this statement here, but they did say his name. And it's in my video. And I know because I had to watch the clip so many times because when you're editing your video, you have to fucking watch these clips a billion times. But like, oh, it's in the original one, the first video I made. Sneeko fan. Here we go.
They're so stupid and smug. Oh my God.
Again, Ethan is lying. His
grandstanding on how he's obviously just must not be a fan of Hassan. And like, how could she sit there so stupid and smug? Oh my God.
Again, Ethan is lying. His proof isn't proof at all. The first time this guy shows up during this stream, it happens 15 minutes earlier when he meets Hassan's crew. Notice he doesn't react when they say they're going to find Hassan.
Right now. What are you guys doing? What kind of content? We're just streaming. It's live streaming. Oh, live streaming? Yeah. Dude, I mean, it's like, I'm a content creator too, bro.
Yeah, sure.
I do content. So you're just literally live right now?
Yeah.
Yes. How many viewers?
A couple. A few.
Few?
Yeah.
What, 30?
Probably more than
30 viewers.
30.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say more than 30. Yeah. Dude, guys, my YouTube channel is @dating&money. Please subscribe. @dating&money. I talk about Palestine
Dating
on
and
there.
money?
Yeah.
Dating and money?
I talk about Palestine on there.
Okay, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to find his son.
Okay.
Where is this guy?
Where'd he go? Yeah.
Well, yeah, just type in and then dating and money, guys.
Just listen, chat. Do not fucking go to dating and money. Chat, you better stay here. Do not go to that. We can't afford to lose any more viewers. Hassan has fallen on hard times, you know.
They literally say it right in front of him, right next to him, dog. Like, I don't. How is Hassan your hero? How is he your hero when his name is said by March and Lolo? Like, how do you? Which you should know those people. Whatever. If he's your hero, and you didn't notice it at all, like, no, because he's not his hero, because he's clearly trying to clout chase, which is why he's like, how many viewers you got? How many viewers? 30 viewers? Dang, subscribe. 30 viewers. I need the viewership bad. 30 viewers? Please, subscribe to Dating and Money. That's not a Hassan fan, which is what I said in the moment. They were like, what a cell phone, what a cell. It's like, I'm literally right. Literally correct. I am correct in my statement. That guy is not a Hassan fan. Hello? But it's because it's projection for Ethan. It's projection for him where he's like, oh, well, I Ethan Klein, cell phone all the time, which means everybody I don't like must also. They must also. So anyways, yeah, chatter, sorry if I came on a little aggressive. I didn't mean to. I just think that it's, I've seen this comment a couple of times and it's always really funny to me because it's like, Oh, question mark? Wait. I'd err on the side of caution with allegations myself, but that's just me, huh? Err on the side of caution how? Wait, what? Why is this dude setup so similar to Hassan? He talks about it later. He fed AI Hassan's background, and then it's a green screen. And I get the joke that Harley was going for, but I think it ended up being a little cringe, which is okay. Everyone's cringe sometimes, but like, I thought it was, is that mean to say? I think it's a little cringe. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Anyways, going back to this.
Yourself.
Oh, I was gonna say that the spaghetti at Jollibee. No, the. I was gonna say that the flights are like, yeah, I don't know if they paid for flights or whatnot, but everyone got hotel rooms. You know.
I don't know why this new narrative of like people are getting their flights paid for. I don't know where they came up with this. This is like by far the stupidest thing I've heard. No, I did not have my flights paid for. No one I knew had their flights paid for. Maybe the boxers did. Probably the boxers did. I don't know. I didn't ask any of them, so I'm not sure. I paid for my flight. Oh, hi, Fragmentonic. I paid for my flights. Yeah, I don't. It just seems like such a stupid thing to even attempt to go into. Like it's so dumb. I don't understand. So, anywho. All right. Okay. Well, that is enough of that section. This is still really funny.
In touch with the fighters from what I heard. And with Creator Clash 3, I didn't really get the sense that that was happening.
She was very involved in checking in on all of us and making sure we were where we were supposed to be.
Yeah, and was that good? Was that helpful? Was that good?
Unfortunately for the vibe, she was pretty good at that job. Unfortunately for the vibe that you want right now, she was
What's
good
the
at that.
vibe?
I'm like
He
she
can tell you
wasn't
want to
like-
shit on her, but he's saying she was pretty good.
Yeah,
at
that's what I'm
managing
saying.
the
That's what I'm saying. Like
Definitely.
she was good at that job in the sense that, like I was saying before, I'm not eager to work with YouTubers, and I found working with Anissa to be a pleasure.
What about
because if I had a question, I'd hit her up, and she was always available. But that's true. That was more Creator Clash 1 and 2.
What about?
Like they try and smear Anissa so hard on like she doesn't care at all. She doesn't do it. All she did was tank the event. It's like the event literally wouldn't exist without her. You know how like Nick's stream is what it is now and what it used to be is because of Milena? Creator Clash, because of all the time that Ian spent boxing, because of all the time that he spent training for boxing, he couldn't do a lot of the event planning. He didn't have the time to do a lot of the event planning. He just like didn't. Like I don't know what other words to use here. The reason that the event existed to begin with, that's why. This is an interesting chatter. Count made March 10, following since March 15. Definitely value change. 34% of charity. I mean, like I already explained this, it feels like there are sometimes on Twitch where I feel like I'm explaining things that everybody should know. And I feel like I shouldn't even be explaining it because it seems so obvious, like how a charity event is run. And like all of this stuff is on their website. Like you can go and look at their it's on their website. Like I don't know. Like you don't even have to come to me if you want to just like it's not that much text either. Unless you never read ever in your free time for fun, this is not that much text. What's happening with fundraising and charity? Fundraising efforts will continue and expand in the lead up to the event date. All funds raised so far are secure and unaffected. The Creator Clash 3 broadcast will once again be run as a charity stream with Stand Up to Cancer, remaining our exclusive beneficiary. Funds raised through the Creator Clash Tiltify campaign go directly to charity. All donations and designated fundraising proceeds go to SU2C. While Creator Clash is a traditionally promoted for-profit event, the financial success of the event does not impact the amount raised for charity. This structure, separating charitable fundraising from business operations, is new this year and was put in place after the setbacks and confusion that followed last year's event. It's part of our commitment to rebuild our trust and keep our charitable mission clear, transparent, and protected. Who the fuck reads for fun? Just call us nerds, dude. What the hell? A big problem with the year before is that because the event didn't raise any money, they didn't have any extra charity. And when you're mixing charity and fundraising, when you're mixing the charity funds and the operational cost funds and you're not profitable, what the fuck do you do? Like, now you have to dedicate all these resources that were supposed to go to charity towards just paying off the venue, paying off these things, because you didn't anticipate that 1,000% more people were going to start pirating it as opposed to the year before that, right? And again, this is coming out because the date has been changed. The place that it's taking place has changed. It's now October 25th, 2025 in Los Angeles, which I'm really happy about. I think it's kind of cool. Maybe if enough people are interested in this community, we could do like, I don't know, some community meetup thing after or before or something. I think that might be fun because I can actually organize something reasonably. Maybe I could work with some other creators and we can all do like a really fun meetup in LA around the same weekend. I thought JailerA's idea was really cool. So maybe a few other people that are here in the LA area might want to do something like that. I don't know. That might be fun. I don't know. Maybe we'll do something. I will consider doing something like that because I think it is a good way to like encourage people, especially people who are flying all the way out here to watch this event. It's kind of nice knowing that there's something there. But moving on. Any money that goes to the Tiltify account, this is just good business protocol to separate all for-profit money in one pool and all of the charity money in another pool. If you don't want any money to go towards the renting the arena, paying for the purse for the fighters, helping pay for the coaches, helping pay for the labor of all of the people who've worked on getting the live stream working, getting the audio working, all of the people who have had to, and by the way, Anissa and Ian aren't even making any money this year anymore. It was originally allocated, and now they're going to make nothing. Now it's just going to go to the fighters. Now all the for-profit is just going to go to the fighters. So like, all the previous events, they did not get any compensation for being available 24/7, for being on call 24/7 for anyone that needed them at any time. And this year, after Ethan himself gave advice for them to get paid for all of the labor that they're putting into this event, they decided to do it. And now, because they're not participating, they're not doing it anymore. They're not taking any profit anymore. So if you don't want any money to go towards the seating and like the running of the event, then I guess you don't have to pay for a PPV. And you don't have to pay for tickets to go there. But if you just want the money to go only to the charity, which, by the way, there will still be overhead on that Tiltify link, on Stand Up to Cancer has overhead, then you can just donate straight to the Tiltify. Also, if you ever look into charity rating sites, I have. Even the very best charities are like 75 to 80% of the funds go to charity. That's large established charities, correct? If you don't understand this, you're either being intentionally obtuse because you want to be mad at something and you just don't know what you're supposed to be mad at. So you are the NPC chip meme, or you're really stupid if you don't understand how a charity event has a for-profit aspect. And they've been very transparent about it. And they're explaining where the charity money will go and how that it will be a separate pool. The charity pool will be a separate pool and the for-profit will be its own pool. Either you're intentionally trying not to understand or you might be too stupid to understand. That's it. Those are the only ones. Okay. Like this person. Don't expect your money to go to charity this year if you invest. They've been following for 8 minutes. Like this is someone who I think is just, why not both, right? Too stupid to understand and also refusing to understand. One village idiot. Hey, welcome. Suki Mechanic, thank you so much for the Prime. All right. They take pride in their ignorance, Denims. You're right. I'm sorry. You're so right. So I hope that that kind of clarifies some stuff. I don't know how many of you guys, I guess like ones if you've purchased tickets, twos if you haven't. I don't know how many people have bought PPV tickets or bought in-person tickets. But I'm kind of curious for just to know how many of you guys were interested in buying those tickets or whatever. Just so everybody knows, if you were originally going to Tampa, the in-person ticket holders will receive a full refund. They will receive a full refund completely, obviously. PPV tickets will still be honored for the new date. If you'd prefer a refund instead, those will be made available for all PPV ticket holders. So if you bought a PPV ticket and you're excited to watch it at home, nothing changes for you. You just get to watch it in October instead of in June. That's it. And if you bought one for an in-person thing, you are going to get refunded. So I think this is pretty good. I don't see what else you could do, really. I think this is the best way to... I feel like this is very transparent. I feel like they've been very good about, like, explaining everything here. So, I don't know. I think the only people that are upset about this page are they're just trying to find something to be upset about. Personal opinion? Those greedy monsters only offering a full refund that's costing them money. Yeah. So okay, let me close all of these. I was going to watch the Asmongold coverage of it, but I feel like I already went through everything that I needed to go through. And I think that that's it. I think that that's it on Creator Clash stuff. I think that is the full clarification of everything related to Creator Clash. Because I know that a lot of people maybe were a little bit confused about everything, especially seeing 34%, they're taking all the money, blah, blah, blah. First of all, they're stepped away, so they're not making any money off of it. So they've done 3 years worth of work towards these events, and they made no money. In fact, they lost money. They paid out of pocket probably a shitload of money to even have these events work in the first place. So they've made nothing, and they are going to make nothing. And everything else, the ticket sales are going to go towards helping fund the event and the profit aspect. All of the donations will go to charity. All of the donations and the Tiltify campaign will go to charity. That's it. It's very simple, very straightforward. So, with them paying for everything beforehand, 34% was totally reasonable. I mean, and like the thing that kind of sucks is like, but the 30-minute N-word guy rage baited me. Don't call him that. But yeah, so I think they've done a pretty good job explaining everything. And again, maybe where I'm standing is different, but I feel like a lot of the people that are upset about this are just upset to be upset. I think the fact that they made it not a salary initially and that they made it a percentage if the event profits was really good. So, yeah,